Hi, this is Mayhem News Live, Wrestling Weekly. We're here continuing with our format. We are so ready to go back live. We will be doing that the first week of September. I'm not sure if the first show that month will be live or not. It just depends on what day of the month, Tuesday or whatever day of the month it is. So, like I said, on our Google chat and our Google stuff, our Facebook and everything, we've changed the way the show is going to do. I've been kind of finagling with it while they're trying to mess around. I'll let you know what the breakdown is. Since Raw is on Monday, we will be covering, and then ROH is on the weekend. We're actually going to start watching the ROH shows, and we're going to cover on Tuesdays wrestling broadcasts. We're going to cover Raw, ROH, and wrestling headlines. Alright, since TNA is on Thursday and SmackDown is on Friday, we're actually going to start covering, we're going to move the Friday show, which is our wrestling broadcast, Wrestling Weekly, to Saturday, and we're going to cover TNA, SmackDown, and just headlines. So that's the way it's going to go from now on. Now you know what day of the show we're going to be in. It kind of gives me a little more time to prep, and the shows are actually the day after, so day after what we're covering, so that's it's a little easier to put up with. So but we will be back live hopefully the first week of September, and so just kind of bear with us. Headlines, most of this is TNA related. DOC, member of the Aces and Eights, and Tara has been released from TNA. A lot of people are asking, is this a sign that TNA is bleeding out in a way? Are they in trouble financially, or is this just a restructuring, as the TNA brass has said it? I just don't know. You combine the releases with people, and it's not just everybody being released. There's actually people leaving on their own. Matt Morgan was one of the big ones, and I don't know. All I got to say that, and this is coming at the same time as Sting, the big talk with Sting, and Sting actually talking openly about leaving, and if they lose Sting, I think that they're down to one engine, and it's going to eventually crash. We just have to find out. Now the other question is if TNA goes down and ends up going back to the Impact Zone, was it Aces and Eights' fault? Was Aces and Eights shoved down everybody's throat too much? Those questions will be answered later, as it goes on. So there's a big arrest warrant issued. Ric Flair had an arrest warrant issued for him, the Hall of Famer, because of non-payment of spousal support. Ric Flair has talked about it. It's too early in the story for us to go into all that. There's not really many facts out there about it. We just know that a judge issued a warrant for his arrest. After watching Spouse Swap and Wife Swap, it's not like you couldn't find Flair. He's all over North Carolina, the town he lives in. I'm pretty sure he's not hiding. So we're going to wait. We're not going to go into that as much until we figure out what exactly is going on. We do know that his ex-wife that is filing has also been arrested, but now her lawyer says that the charges are false. So I'm pretty sure those North Carolina police, they just run around arresting people for no different reason. But it's what I'm saying. There's too much of a gray area for us to cover any hearsay or just what we've heard. So we're just gonna just say that he had a warrant issued for his arrest, and we're going to wait and see and give an update as time goes on. Okay, apparently there is an awkward moment when storyline meets real life. Eric Bischoff was fired as part of a storyline. Okay, we all know that it was a storyline, at least the true fans do. Now, like I say in the notes here, most true fans know, that it was part of a storyline. But apparently, some people were upset when they saw Bischoff, who, remember when he lost his job at TNA storyline loss. He was not supposed to be able to use the Bischoff name again. Well, he's tweeting, about, loss of some of the recent talent. And there's actually some fans out there saying, well, we don't understand. Okay, if you're saying you don't understand that Bischoff was not fired for real, then do you watch Days of Our Lives too? Do you believe that Harry Potter is a real person? Because
actually he was.
I know that, but there's no such person named Harry Potter, and there's no such school named Hogwarts. What's what I'm saying? Are you that gullible? Do you actually believe that? Some people just need a hug around their neck with a rope. Well, I'm sorry. They're just, to actually get on there and actually bitch and raise hell about Bischoff tweeting, and he's still part of the company. The only one that did leave was his partner in crime in WCW. But anyway, also the reason why we say that this may not be just a restructuring, and they're using the restructuring to cover up some stuff that maybe they don't want us to know, is D'Lo Brown and Bruce Pritchard were okay. D'Lo was asked first to restructure his contract, okay, and he agreed to stay on, okay. Which after he restructured the contract, he was soon fired or let go. And when Bruce Pritchard, if you don't know who Bruce Pritchard is, he's not just a guy that sits in with a gut check and gives a thing. That's AKA Brother Love. He was asked as well to restructure his contract, and he refused. Of course, both have been released from their contracts. So it's not just the in-ring talent that are being released, and this is something that's sending up red flags. Everybody's concerned, especially the true TNA fans. There are some people that do not like WWE, and hold on just a second. I'm having a little technical difficulties here. Thank you. But a lot of people don't really like WWE. They think WWE is a joke and everything, and so they're really upset the fact that it's not just the on-screen talent, because if it was just the on-screen talent and they weren't releasing the people in the offices and people that are Bruce Pritchard was head of their talent development. He was up there, but like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see what what is actually happening with TNA. We don't. I'm not going to sit up here. We don't report at Mayhem News Live on hearsay. We don't report on stuff that wrestlers want to keep secret. We don't report on stuff that we've been told not to report on, because somebody doesn't want someone to know. We are not a dirt sheet. We are not a dirt show. If someone comes to me and say, hey, I don't want this reported on, I don't. And if it looks like it's hearsay, if it smells like it's hearsay, 9 times out of 10 that's what it is, and you're going to look stupid As you know, TNA they're trying to dig themselves out of this hole. Ratings-wise, it is working a little bit. They have done Destination X on a Thursday, their first Super Show. Now, to me, watching it was a good show, but it did not. I'll be honest, I've never watched the TNA pay-per-view, but most of the people I talked to said that it was just like another show. It wasn't a pay-per-view atmosphere, and I guess because you're not spending $20 or $30 on it, so I don't know. This show saw the return of LAX member Homicide, which is good, and I hate that they've changed Suicide's name, because I always thought that Homicide and Suicide ought to have teamed up. And I mean, Homicide's got 187 in his nickname, so that would be perfect. You could call him one of our ideas, 187 Incorporated. But anyway, moving right along, that was just you'll be hearing about that eventually. But anyway, and Homicide had a chat with Hernandez and Chavo, and Chavo was a little green with envy. I don't think he really appreciated to be there. There was a big interaction between Bully, Brooke Hogan, and Hulk Hogan, with the main event Mafia giving Bully notice that they're going to take down the Eights, which I think I have a feeling they're taking them down too late, because TNA's ratings have really suffered over the last 2 or 3 months. So, okay, a big thing had happened. We all know that Aries cashed in. He was the first one to do the option C, cashing in the X Division Championship for a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He beat Robert Roode last year. They had a match on this show. Roode, he loses again to Aries for the second time at Destination X, and Roode literally goes berserk. He pulled a Jericho, pretty much anybody you could think of, cliche of tearing crap apart. He tore the ring side up. He threw chairs, and then he went on back to the back. We had an X Division title qualifying match. There's several of them in this show. The first one was Homicide, Petey Williams, and Sanjay Dutt. It was a decent match, as you can probably guess. It was pretty high flying. The high flying stuff was frequent, with Sanjay Dutt hitting the Sanjay Cutter. And I'm sorry, every time I say that name, I want to ask where Craig is. I mean, I have a 6-year-old, and he watches Sanjay and Craig, so never mind. Anyway, okay, our next match was the X Division title qualifying with Kenny King, Chavo Guerrero, and Manic. Manic for the win. He hit the Tiger Buster for the win. I kind of like this character. I think they should have changed his costume a little more. But anyway, the X Division title. Had another qualifying match with Rubik's. We don't hear much about him. Rockstar Spud. I actually like this guy. He's pretty funny. And not to mention, he kind of reminds me of what's his name? One of the little Dudley guy. He kind of reminds me of Spike Dudley. So I'm sorry. Anyway, and also. Let's see, Grimara-Kalo, whatever his name is, he actually won the match. That was actually a pretty good match, because this Rubik's guy and Rockstar Spud was pretty fast paced. Okay, Bully Ray versus Saban it was a great match. And TNA went with the beat down the opponent and then let him win scenario. Pretty much Bully Ray beat Saban down, took off his knee stuff and is protecting on his knee, and of course, you had the aces and eights around the thing, and the main event Mafia around the ring to keep them in check. And pretty much what happened was, Now, I'm sorry if I didn't say it before, but there's a lot of spoilers in this, so if you haven't watched it yet, I do apologize. But, you know, this is the way we report, so if you want to, wait till the next day before you watch something if you haven't seen it. Saban uses the hammer that was brought into the ring by Bully Ray. You know, basically hits Bully Ray as he picks him up to hit the bubble bomb, and pretty much wins the match and becomes the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Great match. It was actually a decent show. You know, like I said, it kind of lacked some of their what they said it was going to be, a pay-per-view atmosphere. We're going to move on. SmackDown. We see Vicky Guerrero becoming the permanent GM of SmackDown. I kind of figured that was going to happen. It was kind of funny, the interaction between Booker T, who returned, and you know, it was kind of funny to have all of them in the ring. You had Booker T, you had Teddy Long, you had then, you know, Brad Maddox come down and interrupted Vince McMahon, which if anybody knows, Vince McMahon does not like to be interrupted at all, as Kim said. And it turned out that he was going to introduce who's going to be the SmackDown permanent general manager, and Vicky Guerrero comes down and pretty much tells everybody it's fixing to hit the fan. The first match of the night was Ziggler defeating Swagger. Then he sends AJ a little message that he said, last week I broke up with my girlfriend, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
That I didn't do it earlier.
Big E kissing AJ on top of the head.
And then backstage, AJ, when they cut to the scene of her and Big E, she's already got that running her fingers through her hair and almost scratching at her face, and she literally goes ballistic. She's throwing chairs and stuff, and it's kind of funny that Big E's, you know, calms her down, and they start to lean toward each other, and he kind of kisses her on the forehead. And I don't know if she was glad that it happened or kind of pissed off that he didn't kiss her on the mouth. I really don't know. Big E was like, nah, he'll just kiss you on the forehead and go. And I wonder if they're going to start. I wonder if they're either just hitting at it to give us something that we think's going to happen, or are they actually going to do a romantic thing between Big E and AJ?
Oh, God.
That would be kind of hilarious. It really would. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would really be good. But the fact that Ziggler said, you know, I broke up with my girlfriend last week, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't do it earlier. That was pretty good. And what would be really cool is if he teamed up with Caitlyn, and well, that would really send AJ over the edge just a tad. The Usos continue with their push, facing Rollins and Reigns, and it ends in a no contest after basically Mark Henry jumps in the ring and pretty much takes on Reigns and Rollins by itself. But of course, the numbers game gets on top of him again, and pretty much, you know, the Usos help out and they send the Shield packing. Daniel Bryan continues his winning streak by defeating Wade Barrett. It was a good match. I'm kind of starting to grow a respect for Wade Barrett with the changes that WWE has made in his character development. It's actually pretty good. And okay. Paul Heyman comes out on Miz TV, and I have never seen anybody else get Paul Heyman that distant stare and concern as Miz tells him that he is not going to talk to him, that he's worthless, that he used his children, you know, that he swore on his children's life and that he wasn't lying, you know, and he basically lets Paul, after letting Paul Heyman talk, you know, bullshit, excuse my French, but it's true. And it was so much bull crap that you could smell it through the TV. I literally thought I had a smell-o-vision.
Yeah, I had to go get a spoon.
Yeah, and I'm really starting to like Miz, and this. He's not really using the really anymore, but he's still using that attitude, and it's a good thing. All right, moving along, we're down to 20 minutes now, so we're going to get to some other stuff here. Axel defeats Jericho. This will be Jericho's last match in WWE until the Fozzy tour ends. Ryback probably attacked him afterwards to make it look like he was hurt. And Van Dam defeats Darren Young, which I would have been ticked off if he had actually lost to one of the primetime players, because, you know, Van Dam made the match. You know, Van Dam, you know, made the whole match. If it hadn't been Van Dam, the match was done. Orton defeats Del Rio and continues his momentum increase with the Money in the Bank. You know, and just a small SmackDown headline note, Gene Snitsky has actually become part of Alex Rodriguez, who is a Yankees third baseman's, his security detail. That's just a shout out to Gene Snitsky. We're going to go over some of our sponsor information now. If you do not know anything about busting for autism, you need to actually go to Zac Pack Promotions.com/busting for autism, and busting is BUSTIN, the number 4 autism. You can look at them. They're going to do having a lunch with the stars, people like Snitsky, Greg the Hammer Valentine. There's some indie wrestlers in there: Joey Image, Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the Honky Tonk Man, just to name a few. And you can also meet Dustin Runnels, aka Goldust.
Complete list, go to
and if you want a complete list, you can look up Zac Pack Promotions on Facebook. Just type in Zac Pack Promotions, and it'll probably pop up. You can also go to Mayhem News Live. I actually have them on the bottom, so you can find them. Or you can go to mayhem-news.com and look to the right part of the screen. You'll see the big Zac Pack Promotions. You can click on it and go straight to their Facebook page and give them a like for us. If you do not know what Zac Pack Promotions is, they are a non-profit organization. They do try to do stuff for families with special needs children, people with families who have a family member with cancer. They're doing a bunch of stuff, and if you want to know more, you can go to their webpage and read all about them. All right, our next sponsor is my wife's page. That is www. I don't know why I put the www. It's basically fightingdisabilityslurs.wordpress.com. You can also find them on Fighting Disability Slurs. Sorry about that. On Facebook. What we're trying to do is trying to keep people from using disability slurs, racial slurs, gay and lesbian slurs, anything. Just anybody. It slurs anybody. Hatred. It's got to be a better world. Okay. Our third sponsor is Throttle, the band. It's THRODL, all caps. You can find them on iTunes. They are also, you heard the song at the first of the show. That is New Blood. That is our theme song. And I appreciate Throttle and Fiddler Throttle on Twitter. Follow him. Nice guy. He's really, they're really a cool band, and they've given us stuff. We're going to be doing some stuff with them when the new album comes out. The new album is supposed to come out. I'll give you some updates when I know. It's called Razor Wire Finish Line. We're going to do that, and we're going to be doing some stuff with them. So, just to let everybody know, my Facebook page is me. Okay, I'm the Man in Black Lives on Twitter, but on Facebook it's me. And if you don't have a life, or you have a lack of humanity, you don't need to be coming on either one of my pages on Facebook and saying anything. You will get blocked and you will get reported. So we don't have time for childlike games, and so If you don't have a life, go buy you one and stay out of mine. Simple as that. All right, well, this has been Mayhem News Live. I appreciate it. We will be here on Tuesdays and Saturdays now at 5 o'clock. The shows will be posted by 5, and then we will go back live in September. The shows will actually air at 5 o'clock in September as soon as I get the new computer, get it all set up and everything. So this has been Mayhem News Live. I really appreciate it, and we're gonna let Throttle take us out, baby. This has been Mayhem News Live. I'm Timmy of Liz. Talk to you later.